Welcome to TPCIO2, the only YouTube channel on the internet where I welcome you with welcome to TPCIO2. Today we got another sports news update with, excuse me for a moment, with going over two things today. One, the new Philadelphia Eagles Wordmark. Actually, I lied. Three things today. A new Philadelphia Eagles Wordmark, the Major League Baseball 4th of July caps, and the West Virginia Country Roads alternate uniform for the 105th Backyard Brawl. All thanks to Chris Kramer over at sportslogos.net. I'll give you my opinion on the overall design of the hat. Every single hat for the MLB 4th of July collection in the video immediately following this. Before we get started, make sure like the video and subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me, what you want to see from me. So, anyways, let's get right into it. So, I am going to give my opinion on this Philadelphia Eagles logo. First, we're just going to read the article real quick. It's a 2-minute read by Chris. Andrew Lind wrote this one of Chris Kramer, sportslogos.net. The team's really growing. Alright, so initially we see it. First impressions, it's sleeker. But anyways, let's see what Mr. Wind had to say. The Philadelphia Eagles unveiled a new Wordmark on Thursday afternoon, updating the front to a sleeker and more modern design. The new Wordmark replaces the one that has been used since 1996 and will accompany the franchise's Eagle Head primary logo. It is a single color and notably devoid of black and silver, which were the prominent pieces of the old design. While the new Wordmark will be displayed on merchandise, in the end zones at Lincoln Financial Field, and on all forms of media this season, Zach Berman of The Athletic reported that it will not appear until on the collar of the Eagles jersey. Usually you have the Wordmark between the NFL logo and the number of the player. That won't appear. It'll stay with this one for a couple more years, I guess. To quote Berman, "From my understanding, the 2024 season will be the earliest the Wordmark change will be reflected on the jerseys based on the time frame of uniform changes." Right here we can see the old and new Wordmarks in use with the actual eagle. So this is just the latest in a series of uniform-related announcements for the Eagles, who will debut a black alternate helmet and color green throwback uniforms this season. Just so you know, the black helmet is just going to be their standard helmet with black instead of green. I think it'll be too much black with the black jerseys. I think that the difference, you get the dark green mixed with the black, is a good idea. So, and then everyone loves the color green throwbacks. Perhaps a simplified Wordmark is a preview of a complete uniform overhaul in the works for 2024, especially since the current number front matches the old Wordmark. Actually, that is a good thought Mr. Wind had. Alright. The Eagles haven't significantly updated their uniforms since 1996 and were well clear of the NFL's 5-year rule. So it's possible that the same supply chain issues have altered the production of their throwback uniforms and those of the Seattle Seahawks and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, kept them making any changes for their look in 2022. So first thoughts, I think about the old logo. It's definitely a product of its time. I look at this, I'm thinking 1990s, 2000s. Like, if I didn't know anything about the Philadelphia Eagles, I'd think 90s, 2000s, or high school, or a youth program. It doesn't look like a professional team. For a modern age of football, the Eagles really haven't been doing anything since Super Bowl 52, with their win over the Patriots. Since then, they really haven't done anything productive, and with division rival Washington Commanders just getting their overhaul, I think this will be really good for the Philadelphia Eagles to reimagine them. Kids want a new generation of football, and there have been teams like the Patriots and Buccaneers, all of them getting sleeker designs to represent a step forward in football. The Eagles should do the same. This is a team that, once they're done rebuilding, will be a strong team. But one that will be is besides me. But I like this. It's a lot sleeker. I'd like to see a version with an outline. Critique of the old one is that when they used it with the eagle, they made the eagle face right and got rid of its angle. But if you know anything about NFL logos, you'd know that the most famous thing about the Eagles logo is that the only NFL logo facing left to make the feathers in the E. It's been the only one facing left since the 2000s when the Cincinnati Bengals dropped their tiger head logo for the bean stripes. That was actually 2003. Alright, so next up today we got the University of West Virginia with their Country Roads alternate uniforms for the Backyard Brawl. I'm going to sound like a complete idiot here. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's the West Virginia game, but I'm not sure. See, I need to get more into college football. Anyways, let's read what Andrew Wind has to say. The West Virginia football program on Monday morning unveiled its new Country Roads alternate uniform, which will be worn in the 105th edition of the Backyard Brawl at Pittsburgh on September 1st. Oh. I feel stupid because I don't know what the Backyard Brawl is. Give me a second. You're all going to learn with me if you don't know. So it's the Pittsburgh West Virginia rivalry. Okay. That's good context. I'm not editing that out. The all-white uniform features a gold flying WV inside a blue state outline on both sides of the helmet, as well as a gold and blue striping pattern that is supposed to resemble the center lines of roadways down the middle. The jersey, meanwhile, will feature a West Virginia wordmark across the chest, custom blue numbers outlined in gold, and prominently blue collar with blue sleeve caps with gold cuffs. The numbers, collar, sleeve caps, and stripes all include road map of Interstate 79, the highway that leads from Morgantown to Pittsburgh, and other notable roadways throughout the state. The bottom of the collar is gold and features the aforementioned logo, while the inside of the back collar includes the phrase Q Country Roads, a nod to the theme song for the state of West Virginia, which has been played on every single home game since 1972. The look is complete with the flying WV inside a state outline at the right hip of the pants, as well as a gold and blue stripes down the side. Now we can see the stitching. It's really nice stitching. I like that font. It's interesting. You get the WV in the state outline. You get it on the numbers, and the back of the helmet you get Country Roads with West Virginia squeezed as the O between the C and U. On the blue stripe of the helmet, you get the roads as well, and on the sleeves, and on the pants. Alright. So the uniform was supposed to commemorate the renewal of the Backyard Brawl, which hasn't played since 2011. The Panthers hold a 61-40-3 advantage over the Mountaineers in the rivalry, which dates back to 1895, but was interrupted by conference realignment. The football series with Pitt is one of the oldest and best rivalries in college football. And there was a great sportsmanship and commandeerance between the two schools to get this game back on the schedule, said athletic director Shane Lyons in a press release. Quote, the game is a win for both schools, and we took this opportunity to showcase the renewal with a special uniform that not only highlights the country roads of West Virginia, but the proximity between the two universities connected by Interstate 79. The alternate uniforms bring to mind that when the Mountaineers wore coal-themed Nike Pro Combat uniforms against the Panthers, who donned steel-themed uniforms for their 2010 matchup. West Virginia beat Pittsburgh 35-10 that afternoon, but then fell to North Carolina State in the Champs Sports Bowl 23-7, while wearing the same uniforms. It will be neat for our players to wear the special edition Country Roads uniform and to experience the rivalry with Pittsburgh, said head coach Neil Brown. This is good for college football, and I know our players and coaches are looking forward to visiting Heinz Field and renewing this historic game. And so here's where we get a better view of the helmet. They went with the blue outline of the state of West Virginia with the flying WV logo inside of it. And we get to see a player wearing it holding the West Virginia state flag. Get to see a celebration commonly used throughout football. So no special socks I see, just standard white socks, I guess. Weird. So we went over those. Now, to our last article of the day, Major League Baseball. This was written by Chris Kramer, who created the website, Chris Kramer, sportslogos.net. So, finally, our last article for today. The Major League Baseball releases 2022 4th of July cap collection. Okay, right off the bat, let me inform you. This is not what the cap will look like. The Cubs C will be normal, and it will not be flipped on its side at a 90-degree angle. Major League Baseball and New Era this morning unveiled their 2022 4th of July cap collection to be worn on field by all 30 big league clubs over the Independence Day weekend, July 1st through 4th. Coming up just 2 weeks from now. This year's design seemingly brings us back to the era of the wide paintbrush cap of the mid-1990s with a Star-Spangled Banner pattern across the back of the two white front panels. The team's usual cap logo will be recolored in red, white, and navy blue on the crown. The back half of the cap is either navy blue or red, with the choice of the team, with matching visors and buttons. Get some examples with the Baltimore Orioles, Philadelphia Phillies, and Boston Red Sox. You can buy them on Wids and the MLB shop right now. They have been released. I haven't been to Wids yet, so I can't tell you if they're in person, but I do know for a fact they are selling them online at the MLB shop and online, I'm sure, at Fanatics and online at Wids. And now the entire league, you can see there's a slight advantage to the Navy Blues, with 16 opting to go with blue and 14 choosing red. So it was almost 50-50, but they decided to do that. Alright, so this part of the article is where Chris Kramer starts going off. He is a Canadian himself and a Toronto Blue Jays fan. So he goes off about jokes about the Canadian baseball team wearing the Stars and Stripes over Canada Day. We'll be reading this, though. Yes, that's indeed a U.S. flag wrapped around Toronto Blue Jays cap there in the lower right. Let's zoom in on that one, shall we? Alright, so I get that Toronto has its fair share of U.S.-born players, and they're even playing in the United States on July 4th, but it seems like a hell of a miss here, doesn't it? Like, when an American team travels to Toronto for Canada Day, they ain't wearing a red-on-white cap sprinkled with several dozens of maple leafs, are they? They're either wearing their usual uniforms, a USA flag-clad cap and or jersey, this is 4th of July weekend, or their usual uniforms with a small Canadian flag patch attached to it. Why can't the red, white, and blue Jays go with number 3 when playing in the U.S. on July 4th? That seems to be the most logical choice here, right? So, as it stands, all Major League Baseball teams would be scheduled to wear this uniform on the entire 4th of July weekend, which this year includes Canada Day on July 1st. Ouch. When the Jays are hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, there's a 0.0 chance the Jays wear this cap for a single game that weekend, with only making an appearance when they head to Oakland to play on the 4th proper. I'd even be surprised if the Rays wore the 4th of July set for that July 1st game, but we've seen it happen before. Before we go, a look back at the July 4th caps from 2021, which, yes, also included Stars and Stripes pattern on the Blue Jays cap, which was explained away as them doing a tribute to their home ballpark in Buffalo, New York at the time. Obviously, with the bubble, Canada, unlike the United States, Canada was not fully opened up for for that season, so they did split their games between Florida and mainly Buffalo. Notably, Josh Allen threw a first pitch of the Buffalo Bills. Well, I guess that about sums it up. We had 3 articles today: the Philadelphia Eagles, West Virginia Mountaineers, and Major League Baseball 2022 4th of July caps. If you want to see, I will be reviewing every single 4th of July cap after this in a separate video. So stay tuned for that. My opinions, I'm sure Mark Luciano or Giraffe Neck Mark will give his opinions. And looking at these, I'm just going to say, I want to know what the All-Star Game ones are going to look like. Shoot, if they're anything like these. So anyways, standard stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Share it. I'm small, trying to grow at least a little. Guess thank you for watching. If you enjoy this, just tell me. Alright. Bye-bye now.